Hello and welcome everyone. It's me, Architect Piyush Pant. So, based on various requests raised to make video on scaling in AutoCAD, I have tried creating a full detailed video on scaling, which covers almost all methods and applications of scaling that can happen in AutoCAD, like printing the drawing, scaling the drawing in various units, scaling in layout options, and others. So, I will start from scratch and go step by step to clear scaling in AutoCAD in various units like inches and millimeters, what are various standard scales we can take, and others. So follow me till then. So here in front of you is a sample plan as a reference to explain you guys. It's from one of the residential project I did previously. Credits goes to Sukaman Architects. Find the link in the description to see more projects. As we all know, we create drawing in 1:1 scale in AutoCAD, but when we need that drawing to be printed on paper, we can't do that in 1:1 scale. We need to change it to a suitable scale depending on the paper size like A4, A3, A1 and others on which we want our drawing to be, and it also depends what drawing units we are using in AutoCAD while drafting. So I will explain you from scratch as to how we can scale the drawing while printing or plotting once your drawing is ready and fully drafted. Okay, so let's use zoom object command to bring our ground floor plan in front. Now, first thing first, let me show you the units I am currently using in this drawing. Type UN and select units or hit spacebar. In the drawing units window dialog, you will see the units type is architectural and insertion scale is inches. Now let's go back and bring the print window dialog and do our test print and understand the scaling and other settings. Please note, in this video I am explaining the printing and scaling in model space. There are two kinds of spaces in AutoCAD by which you can take the print. One is model space and another is layout tabs and layout area. To know how to do printing directly from layout in scale, watch my other detailed video for the same. Link is in the description. Also, if you want to know how to export high resolution images and PDFs so that you can further render it in Photoshop, exporting from AutoCAD, check out my detailed video for the same. Get all links in description. Moving ahead, use Ctrl+P to bring the print window dialog. I will select previous plot from the rollout as it bring my HP laser printer, which is an A4 printer. I am using this live printer to explain you in real conditions when you actually take a print. The maximum paper size I have in this printer is A4, so I will use that. Now look closely in plot scale option. When I check the box of fit to paper, you will see that scale units are automatically adjusted according to the paper size. But the unit selected here, it's mm, and our drawing insertion unit is inches as I showed you in the beginning. If your unit type is decimal and insertion units is millimeters, then you keep it as mm. But currently it's inches, so I will change it to inches from rollout. You can see when I change it to inches, the units are adjusted automatically. It's showing 1 unit equal to 101.4 units. So what does it mean? It means that 1 unit of drawing on printed paper equals to 101.4 units in real scale or 1:1 scale. In this case, units are inches, so it means 1 inch of length in drawing when it's printed on paper is representing 101.4 inches in real scale. In other words, if I explain, it means while using the current print settings, 9-inch wall will be scaled down to 0.09 inch on paper, which is around 2.3 mm in an A4 sheet. But this unit is the result of previous window selection I did. You can see the white part in the window representing the previous window selection of mine. Now let me make a fresh window selection and see if anything changes in scale. You can see in the scale option the units are changed to 81.22, which means the drawing size will increase in an A4 print. So it's recommended not to use fit to paper if you want your drawing in a specific scale in a print, because the units changes as the selection changes. Also, there is no specific scale which we can mention in the drawing. There is another method to rectify this issue. Again, go back to plot scale option and uncheck the box of fit to paper. Now you will see the custom scale option will get active. You can choose any specific scale from the rollout. For now, let's select 1 inch equals to 8 feet scale, which means 1 inch will represent 96 inch on paper, or we can say 96 inch is reduced to 1 inch on paper. You can also create your own custom scale here. To know how to do that, check the video for the same I have done. You will find its link in description. Now preview our drawing on previous window selection only. It will say the annotation scale is not equal to plot scale. It's because our drawing annotation scale is 1:1. So don't worry about it and continue plotting. Now you will see the drawing is coming in 1 inch equals to 8 feet scale in an A4 paper. No matter whatever window you select to take the entire drawing, the scale unit won't change. Keep the center to plot box checked so that the drawing is automatically placed in the center of the paper. Now let's see the difference when we used fit to paper option last time in same selection. You will see the units are changed automatically and drawing size is increased in an A4 paper. But still, the print is not that accurate as I have already tested this method. When you take a print by default, the printer takes some space on all corners, which can reduce the drawing size in the print, and it will lead to change in a scale a little bit. But there is a method by which we can reduce this as well. First of all, I will open the plot settings again and will go to printer properties of the HP LaserJet I am using. Then I will go to custom properties. You can see on right hand side it's showing the paper size in both inches and mm with the orientation of the paper. Now let's go back to our model space. Take rectangle command and make a rectangle of same size as A4 paper in inches. Left click to specify the first corner. Drag the cursor and type D to give dimensions of the rectangle, length and width, which is 11.69 by 8.27 inches. Type length and hit spacebar, then type width and hit spacebar, and left click again to finish the rectangle. But the rectangle is too small in comparison to drawing because it's the size of the paper, and we made our drawing in 1:1 scale. So either we can scale up the paper size in which we want our print, or we can scale down our drawing and place it in the A4 paper size. I will recommend the former method in which we scale up the paper size to desired scale. So in this case, as we previously saw, the drawing is coming easily in A4 paper in 1 inch equals to 8 feet scale, which means 1 inch equals to 96 inch. So I will scale the real size of A4 paper 96 times. Type SC, activate scale command, select the rectangle, specify base point. Now give scale factor, which is 96. And our A4 paper size is scaled up. Now we can fit our drawing inside that rectangle and can take the print in a scale of 1 inch equals to 8 feet. You can center the drawing if you are not using any format for titles, names and other stuff. And you can also use center to plot option to center the drawing as we showed earlier. Now let's open the print dialog. Select the window taking the rectangle we just scaled. Set the plot scale and preview. You will see that the print is coming perfectly inside the A4 sheet in scale, but the rectangle we selected is not coming. Also, there is some gap in all the corners of A4 size paper. Due to this, our drawing size gets reduced when we take the actual print on paper, and further the scale doesn't come accurate. That space around the corner is used by printers to grip the paper so that it can be rolled inside the cartridge for printing, which is the non-printable area by default. So to make your drawing scale more accurate, it's important to take that area also into account. How to do that? It's simple. I will just make an offset of 2 feet, which will get scale automatically while printing. That offset line will act as a border to the drawing. I will increase the global width to make it bolder. And I will make the outer rectangle, which is actual A4 size, in dotted line because it's not going to come and print anyways. So there will be a difference. which we can make out. Now let's open the print settings again and preview our drawing. You can see now we are getting the borderline in the print, and also drawing size is not reduced. It is aligned to the borderline perfectly. Before taking the final print, don't forget to check the plot scale of your drawing. Now if you want to create some space for format or title in the drawing, you can also do that using the same rectangle settings. And the drawing is still inside the same rectangle. Make sure it doesn't get out of the rectangle. You can adjust the text sizes and other things accordingly. Now let's see the print preview again using the same scale and settings. Adjust the drawing, bring it in the center, and check for the final print preview. Now that whole setup was for inches or feet drawing units. What if you want to take a scale print in millimeter? Let's open the drawing units and change the type to decimal and insertion scale to millimeters. When you do that and check the drawing dimensions, you will see they are not changed. Only the measuring units have changed. Like our wall width was 9 inch earlier when the units was in inches, and now it's showing 9 mm, which is too small. It will not give us proper scale drawing in print. So to resolve this, we need to scale our whole plan accordingly by doing reference scaling. So 1 inch equals to 25.4 mm and 9 inch will be 228.6 mm. So I will make a line of 228.6 mm from the edge of current width of wall. You can do that anywhere in the plan where walls are 9 inch. Our line is ready. Now I will activate scale command. Select the whole drawing except the new line I just made. Specify base point. Now here, instead of giving scale factor, I will type R to give a reference length. So our reference length is the current thickness of the wall, which we need to increase and match it to 228.6 mm. Now I will click on starting point of the reference length and second click on the end point of the reference length. Then I will keep dragging till I match the width of 228.6 mm as shown in screen. Now our whole drawing is scaled according to the units assigned, which is millimeters now. To verify that, let's check the wall thickness again. You can see now it's showing exactly 228.6 mm. Usually we round it off to 230 mm when working in millimeters. But with the whole drawing, the outside rectangle is also scaled. Now as we are working in millimeters, we need to repeat the same process as before, but this time taking the paper size in millimeter, which is 297 by 210 mm, and reset our print rectangle again. Now let's take scale factor as 100 so that the printed drawing comes in 1:100 scale in an A4 paper. We can't take 1:96 scale as it's not a readable scale in millimeters. So we need to round it off to 100, which will increase the rectangle size slightly. And our drawing scale will be 1:100, which means 1 mm on paper equals to 100 mm in real scale. Now let's set the drawing inside the new rectangle and center it again, same as we did previously. Adjust the offsets on all corners. After you are done, open the plotter window dialog again, and this time in plot scale select 1:100 scale and units as mm. Now select the fresh window again as the rectangle size is changed and preview our plot. There is another more accurate way to take print in AutoCAD is by using layout. I have done a detailed video like this on how to work in layout and compose multiple scale drawing in one sheet. Go through if you want to learn. Link is in the video description. You can see in layout previously I used 1 inch equals to 8 feet scale as this drawing was in inches before. When I remove the border from the sheet, you will see the layout automatically gives the indication of printable area on paper of that specific printer so that you can set your drawing accordingly. This thing we did manually in Model Space. Now let me open the Page Setup Manager and go to Modify tab and see the plot scale of this paper. As the units were in inches and plot scale units are in mm, we need to convert that into inches. This is actually another way to give plot scale. Actually it's same if we change the plot units to inches and make it 1:1. I have converted the units. 1 millimeter equals to 0.0397 inch. So either you write 0.0397 or 1 mm, it's same. If your drawing units is in inches, then you make plot scale 1:1 and change the units to inches from the rollout as we did before. And for mm, you need to select mm from the rollout and set it 1:1. Let me explain you the difference. Let's bring the drawing from the model space in our layout. For that, you have to create viewport, use MV as shortcut, make a rectangle, and your model space is here in layout. Now let's bring only plan in front because we don't want any formats or title as we have already created that in layout. We just need our drawing to be scaled here in layout. Go to annotation scale of layout and select 1:100. You can see the drawing size is coming too big in this layout. Why? Because this sheet was set according to the inches drawing and we have changed our drawing to millimeters and scale it as well. So this drawing won't fit in this layout sheet in 1:100 scale. How to fix this? Easy. Just go to Page Setup Manager again and change the plot scale units to 1 and save. You will see the page size has increased. It is actually scaled according to the drawing units. Now we can scale our previous layout according to the new and correct sheet size by using the same reference scale method. You can see the scale format is a perfect fit with new layout sheet size. Now again select the whole drawing and set the scale to 1:100. You will see the drawing fits perfectly inside the A4 paper. But please note, this is only for taking print in layout. If you are taking print directly from Model Space, you have to follow the same process I explained previously in this video. So I hope guys you got a good understanding of scaling and printing in AutoCAD. Any doubts or query, put it in the comment section please. And any other common issues related to AutoCAD you want to get it resolved, feel free to ask. See you next time.